Thanks, Paul, for those kind words. So much of what's happening here has grown from seeds you've planted. We owe you our gratitude and our applause. Paul's a true innovator. Now let me tell you about another one. Her name is Khalees. Khalees is only in 6th grade, but she's already an innovator with a social conscience. When her class had to come up with an idea for a smartphone app, most kids wanted to design games. Not Khalees. This future social entrepreneur, she wanted to develop a digital solution for helping the homeless. That generosity is all the more striking because Khalees has a ton to deal with herself. She's a caretaker for her younger siblings. Her school sends her home with food because there's not always enough to eat. Fortunately, her school, Digital Pioneers Academy, a computer science-focused charter school in DC, tapped into her incredible promise. DPA was founded by Michelle Ashton, a powerful leader who's been on fire about educational opportunity since they tried to hold her back in kindergarten. So it's by design that DPA recognizes innovators like Khalees. But that's rare. In this country, talents like Khalees are overwhelmingly likely to be missed. The hard truths are laid out in a study by Raj Chetty and his team at Opportunity Insights. Their study showed that students with the potential to be America's next great innovator can be identified in elementary school. They're everywhere, yet most won't grow up to be innovators. Students from the most affluent families were 10 times more likely to become innovators than those from families of more modest means. There were also large disparities in gender. 3rd grade math scores predict inventor potential. Girls scored just as well as boys, yet they comprise only 18% of adult inventors. At current rates, girls will close the gap with boys entirely in the year 2137. Mark your calendar and wear something festive. Chetty found the differences have little to do with innate ability and everything to do with the experiences young people are exposed to. Talent and creativity are equally distributed, opportunity, not so much. By the way, that's not my line. It's from Layla Jinnah. She grew up a poor immigrant, developed a passion about inequality while attending a charter school, went to Harvard, and founded not one, but 2 organizations dedicated to ending global poverty. We're squandering so much possibility by failing to foster children's capacity for invention. Chetty calls it the lost Einstein's problem, though really it ought to be the lost Yvonne's Brill problem or the lost Katherine Johnson's problem. That lost potential is a big deal for families and for our country, and it's something we think about a lot at the Walton Family Foundation. We're optimistic about what can happen when we realize more of this nation's talent. Increasingly, we're asking what helps children achieve not just an academically solid education, but a path to an economically vital life. This year's conference charges us to reimagine education. As an entrepreneur and charter school board chair myself, I know that the best solutions lie with those closest to the challenge. And that's you, the educators and school leaders in this room who every day connect students with their future potential. Chetty estimates that if students like Khalees went on to invent at the same rate as affluent boys, quote, the rate of innovation in America would quadruple. Imagine what that could mean. The cure for cancer we might find, the clean energy source we might discover, the lab we'd build on Mars. Imagine what it would mean if more kids like Khalees were able to cultivate their innate brilliance and make their moonshots happen. Economic mobility, the idea that hard work and talent can lift people to prosperity, is in trouble, and schools have to be part of the solution. America can't afford to keep doing what we've done. We can't tell Khalees her idea is cute and invite her brother to the robotics club. For too long, this country has acted as if only a few of our students can create and lead our future. The result has been predictable and tragic, and it's time to switch that up. That means a radical shock to education as most people know it in this country. It means a different, more ambitious vision for our kids. It means seeing our students as future leaders and innovators, as individuals who can draw so much joy from learning that they'll want to savor it their entire lives. School has to be about helping children build a path to a good life. It's a vision that speaks to the ultimate goals of what schools can do, and it's one where public charter schools must continue to lead. The fundamental genius of charter schools is this: they don't look at what schools are today and iterate. Instead, they look at what children need and invent. It's about entrepreneurial drive, not bureaucratic impact. That idea has powered a movement that all of you have built, one that we're very proud to support. Since 1997, we've provided more than $400 million to help 2,354 charter schools open their doors. But like all of you, we haven't stopped trying to figure out how we can serve children better. More and more, you'll hear us at Walton Family Foundation asking how we can support schools in increasing economic mobility, in equipping students to be lifelong leaders, lifelong inventors, and lifelong learners. Because kids like Khalees have all the promise in the world, but they need a school and a community where their promise can flourish. We're thrilled to help that work grow and spread. Thank you for everything you do to change kids' lives, and thank you to Khalees for inspiring us all.